take less benzodiazepines or sleep medications, things that are less addictive, and also increase people's quality of life. And so eventually there may be more pharmaceuticals that come out that are cannabis-based, which is okay because then they'll be covered by insurance, and that's the biggest issue patients have right now. But I do foresee it being something that will start this plant-based medicine renaissance, and we even see that now as we're getting into psychedelic medicine and ketamine-assisted psychotherapy. So I think it's just going to continue, and I think that there's going to be a lot more cannabinoids that are researched, like CBN or CBG or specific terpenes. So it's going to continue to evolve.
And that's kind of encouraging because there's a lot of people out there who, just don't want to take these pharmaceutical drugs anymore. I mean, it's, a lot of not very nice side effects that come from them. Now you are very much into nutrition and movement and natural supplementation. There are a lot of physicians out there who will not do anything or advise on nutrition. Do you also advise your patients on nutrition?
Yeah, I do, because I think that cannabis really is this catalyst for change. When people start to use a plant, they start to personalize it, so they understand how much of this they're taking. They don't just say, okay, my doctor gave me this condition, I have this disease, I'm just going to go home and take this medication. They become an active participant in their healthcare. And when that happens, they also start making lifestyle changes. They start moving, they start paying attention to what they're eating, and they want to feel better. And so we talk about anti-inflammatory diets, we talk about different supplements that they can take, we talk about trying to have purpose and meaning in your life and kind of switch into that parasympathetic mindset. Especially nowadays when everything is so fight or flight, and to be intentional and to cultivate health, to try to prevent things. So I think a lot of times the cannabis conversation is more than just, CBD and THC and what route of administration, but it's what does the big picture look like? How are you sleeping? What is making you anxious? What gives you joy in your life? And also decreasing a lot of the pharmaceuticals that people are so reliant on, where maybe they haven't questioned it before, but it's really understanding that someone is not their disease, and that we can actually empower them to make these changes that are a little bit more holistic to nourish their own body.
Yeah. I think I just want you to adopt me. Okay. I'm just going to. Yeah, this sounds marvelous. It sounds marvelous. So if somebody wanted to come to you but they were a little apprehensive, they didn't know what they were sort of getting into, but they really had a lot of issues and they really they've had enough. What would a first appointment for somebody coming to you be like?
So, it's like going to see any other specialty where, for the most part, we ask you to bring some form of medical records because in order to be a medical cannabis patient, you have to have a chronic debilitating condition. And so we like to see medical records, what medications you're taking. And then it's a lot of education. It's getting to know the person, identifying specific goals in their lives, and then understanding the tools that they're currently using, and then discussing how we can integrate cannabis and make lifestyle changes. So, we do a history and a physical exam, but we map out all of the things that the person may be suffering from or may be looking to achieve, and then trying to really change the way that they've been programmed about this plant and about plant medicine, and also trying to have them understand that as physicians, we were taught certain things in medical school and we were limited also. And now there's a lot that is evolving that we should be open to, especially because there's certain things that are just not working. Nowadays people are overweight, they're exhausted, there's too much anxiety, and there's too much trauma. And so it's trying to really, looking into more than just genetics and epigenetics and the pharmaceuticals you're at, but understanding that, again, it's patient-centered and the patient needs to be an active participant is really important for them to restore balance and heal.
Now, you were talking earlier about children, and how do children react to this therapy? I mean, we can talk about people who are perhaps, taken a lot of medications throughout their lives, and but children are pretty fresh and new. And how do they react to this treatment?
So for the most part, we like to avoid THC until the brain has developed. And so the only times that we would, incorporate THC with a child would be if they had severe nausea and vomiting, severe pain, trying to avoid opioids. But for the most part, CBD is wonderful for kids with things like ADHD, autism, anxiety, insomnia. So I do see a lot of my patients' kids actually, and a lot of them, and even pets, the patients put their pets on CBD for anxiety.
Right.
So it really, it's great for kids, and there's all different forms. There's like edible forms like gummies so that they don't have to use the oil. And, it really does help regulate so many things in the body. So a lot of times the kids are able to use CBD and then prevent medication, or to wean off the medications that really are not working for them, or really changing a lot of their chemistry. We want to have good chemistry. We want to be able to be who we are. And so I think that CBD is a much safer route for these kids than a lot of the pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes for a lot of kids who say are attention deficit. Have you ever treated kids who are attention deficit, who are severely attention deficit? Would that be something that you would treat?
Yeah, definitely. I get calls and emails about that all the time, because a lot of times you just need to help someone focus. And so the CBD helps to quiet the mind, all the background noise that may be there, so that you can focus on one task. And then there's something called terpenes. Terpenes are a part of the plant that really guides the effect, and almost like essential oils. So we can use CBD with a specific terpene profile to get you to focus or to get you to calm down. And that's the beauty of this plant. Again, it's very personalized. So it definitely can help someone with ADHD.
Wow. So with all this alternative, these therapies going on, you're an extremely busy physician. So how do you bring balance into your daily life?
So, first of all, I have two beautiful babies, 5 and 7, and they definitely bring me a lot of joy. And after, work, they help to make me laugh and smile, and also provide a lot of love in my life. And so definitely spending time with them. And also I love to exercise. So I love to do like a little circuit with a good friend of mine, and just get my body moving and kind of open my mind in a different way than it has been while I was in the office all day. So exercise is extremely important to me and my family, and then just being around good people who, are open-minded and are interested in enjoying their lives. That's really it for me.
Do you practice yoga, or have you in the past?
So yeah, I definitely have, but I definitely have practiced yoga. I definitely meditate, and I was just talking to a friend about this actually last night. But for me, I'm much more of a physical person, so I do enjoy exercise. I love to go for a run or to lift weights. That to me gets it out at the end of the day. But I do encourage people to find what works for them, because when you enjoy the exercise you're doing, it actually increases our endogenous cannabinoids and our endorphins. And so all of these things are important, but it's not just important to exercise, it's important to do the exercise that you enjoy.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Dr. Weiner, this has been an absolute pleasure. It's been an enlightening experience. And if somebody wanted to get in touch with you or to sort of set up an appointment, they can they go, which is the best place for them to go to?
So my website is drmichelleweiner.com, and our office number is 305-974-5533. And I have offices all throughout South Florida, Boca, Hollywood, and Miami.
So you run from office to office, correct?
Yes, each day at a different place. And actually now I have one in Miami Beach I just opened.
So really she has to exercise, and that is her exercise, running from office to office. Dr. Weiner, thank you again so much for being here. And if you would like more information about Dr. Michelle Weiner, you can visit Dr. Michelle, MICHELLEWEINER.com, and Spine Wellness America, SPINEWELLNESSAMERICA.com. Many thanks again, Dr. Weiner, for being with us today on Yin Yoga Lifestyle.
Thank you so much for having me.
And please don't forget to visit and subscribe to our YinYogaLifestyle.com newsletter, where you can find free Yin Yoga videos and you can join online Yin Yoga classes and receive your first class for free. So let's get you started on your daily Yin Yoga routine. It's that easy. And then, of course, tap into the podcast anytime that you need. And thank you for joining Yin Yoga Lifestyle today, adding enlightenment, calm, balance, and creativity to your everyday life. I am your host, Colette Darville. Join us next time to continue our journey of balancing into a state of perfect harmony. Until then, this is Colette Darville, reminding you to inhale, so, and exhale, hum.